Having the best custom tactics to use on FIFA 23 ensures that we have the best possible chance to get those wins in Weekend League. Well, this weekend, we decided to go back to the roots and use the 4-2-3-1, a formation that works exceptionally well. The reasons why you should have this in your arsenal of tactics and formations is it's good defensively, it's very good in the attack when we use triangles. We can play possession, tick-attacker. We can look to hit on the counter. And we can even cross the ball should you need to. It's a very, very unique formation. So that's what we're going to be talking to you about today. Well, the team that we have lined up and how we run this is pretty much a full Prem squad. Harry Kane playing in that striker role. I use Bernardo Silva in that centre attacking mid role. And then Havertz and Saint Maximin out on the wing. Kante, I've recently finished off. I think he's really good. I think he's a solid DM. Absolutely no worries about him. And not really too much to talk to you about with regards to the team and anyone being, you know, that particular special, because you know how good some of these players are. So the 4-2-3-1, how do we line it up? Bernardo in that cam role, as I said, De Bruyne and Kante in the middle. Ideally, you do want a centre mid like De Bruyne, someone that will get up and down the pitch, who's high work rates, who's there to hit, you know, on that 18-yard box and get those goals. And then a more typical defensive-minded midfielder. I always talk about this, you know, Kante's, Vieira's, those holding midfielders are perfect for that. Now, your wing-backs, I'm going to be honest, we didn't actually use them as much as I normally tend to in this 4-2-3-1. So if you want people that are more defensively minded, you're okay with that. But obviously, if you do want someone that can go forward really well, that can help you out in that extra attack. For the left-hand side and for the right-hand side, your right attacking mid and left attacking mid, I think it's best to have your left footer on the left side and your right footer on the right side so they can cross the ball effectively, but then they can also look for that trivela with that cut inside should you wish to. So how do we have this lined up? First of all, we run balanced. Defensive style balanced, I think, is always one of the best ways for you to go. If you have a stacked team of the season squad, and you have unbelievable stamina, you can actually run either one of these if you want to be very aggressive in the press. The reason why I like the 4-2-3-1 though is I think it's just very neutral. There's no need to run that heavy press. We actually want to try and contain and be patient in defense. But if you're losing the game at the 65th minute, feel free to change this in your tactics should you need to. Now for the width, this is actually one of the more narrower widths that I've gone recently on FIFA 23, and I go with 35 width defensively. This makes it unbelievably compact in the middle. It does give out the wings. So one thing I would say is that try your best to bring your left attacking mid and right attacking mid back to basically try and stop their winger from just driving towards the byline and looking for those simple cutback sweat across goals. So just ensure that you're being active with that. With your depth, if you're on old gen, I always say this, 40 to 50 depth is fine. For me, on new gen, I kind of sit between 55 and 65 right now. That works a treat for me. A bit of a higher line to keep the gap between the midfield and the defense narrow, you know, nice and small. But not too high that we're leaving room in for over-the-top through balls over and over and over again. All right. Now, when it comes to build-up play, for a lot of people, I think you've seen balance this year. Slow build-up and fast build-up are two contrasting play styles, where slow build-up's too slow and you really allow the opponent to get all their men behind the ball. And then fast build-up is too quick. If you lose it in the transition, it's so easy for your opponent to just, you know, pull you apart. Long ball can work, but I like to play football myself, so balance gives me the best of absolutely everything. Now, when it comes to chance creation, what do you want here? You're going with forward runs or direct passing, okay? It's completely either one of them on whatever you want and how you want to play this. But running forward runs tells your players to go deeper, and it can leave more space in the middle of the park, while direct passing will say run in behind. Direct passing is what I was running in this particular 4-2-3-1. We did run a fairly narrow width as well, actually, with 45. The idea being here that we want our right wing, right attacking mid, left attacking mid, to sit slightly on the inside of the fullback to try and get in between their centre-backs, look for step-overs, but then also we can go on the outside and we can look to hit on the cross if we need to as well. You know, we've got the absolute best of both worlds when it comes to that. Now, we do run 6 players in box. This is to see your centre mid, that Kevin De Bruyne that I said about. This is to help him get into that box to show for those late little sweat backs off across and find goals, or even just to be on the edge for then you to look to drive and get past the opponent and find some simple goals that way. 1 corners and 1 free kicks. Now, for our player instructions, how do we go here? For your striker, you're going to put them on stay forward, completely balanced. Even if you're running Mbappe, someone that's really quick, don't worry. You just want to put them on stay forward. We don't want them on getting behind here. The key part with your striker is that if you pick the ball up with your centre attacking mid, trigger a run with them. Tap L1, LB on Xbox. Get them to run in behind if you want them to run in behind. That's how you'll get better out of this formation. Now, for our right attacking mid, left attacking mid, and centre attacking mid, we are going to kind of, pull them back. We want them to be there defensively. We want them helping out, making it difficult to break down. Come back on defense on all of these players. This tells them to drop back. It tells them to sit deep. So when the opponent has the ball, you're really hard to break down. This is where the opponent needs to, drive the byline, look for crosses, long range shots. Make it difficult, make it hard. For your right centre defensive mid, doesn't matter if it's your right or left, just your more defensive-minded midfielder, whoever that is for you. Cut passing lanes, stay back while attacking, cover centre. And then the left centre mid, this is your box-to-box, the one that's going to get forward. Cut passing lanes, cover centre. That's just going to allow them to transition forward. Those high work rates being absolutely crucial, and you'll get that. For your right back and left back, there's no overlap here this time. It is just stay back while attacking, and you'll see them go up and down the pitch. Give yourself options when you want to bring them forward. If you want to get them forward, you have to get them up and down. They're not going to do that on their own accord, okay? So the 4-2-3-1 for me, as I was saying at the start, it's very good in the attack when you use triangles. You want to pass the ball to your right attacking mid, into your cam, then into your striker, and back to the right attacking mid. That's what you're looking for. Create little triangles on the pitch with 3 players. Move the ball around between them, and that is how you get one of the best ways out of this formation. I really would advise you to try and use the striker at times to hold up the ball and then lay it off to your right attacking mid, left attacking mid, and cam, who will kind of be overlapping and coming forward for them. And if you need to play a bit of possession, you can do, but do try and hit on the counter. I see so many times people say they struggle when they match a 5-back or 3-back. Be quicker in the transition. What you can do is go hug sidelines on the D-pad, and that will tell your right attacking mid and left attacking mid to sit completely on the wing. And if you hit quickly in the transition, quick on that counter, you will absolutely pull apart the 3 and the 5-back. So if you feel like that's something that you need to kind of introduce into your game to help you in those scenarios, you are absolutely more than welcome to. And in those games where it is a little bit tight and maybe you're losing 2-1, 3-1, remember to go to press on possession loss and bring your 5 substitutes on. The 4-2-3-1, because it is so solid across all areas, you bring on a DM, you can bring on 2 attackers and a striker, so 2 attacking mids and a striker. You've still got 1 more sub going into extra time in champs should you need it as well. You can bring off a fullback if you need to. Make sure we have every tool available to get the best out of this formation. If you want to try any of our different formations though, you can click this video right here and that will take you over to the 4-3-3.